Hi everyone, it's Dr. Brad Meyer from Stephen F. Austin State University, where I'm the Associate Professor of Percussion. My third tip for this year's TMEA Snare Drum Etude is about the feel or the groove of the solo. So if we're using my rule of thumb that we talked about in our general helpful tips, it's to start at half tempo. And so if we're starting at half tempo, I'm going to start with even smaller kind of groupings of groove. So for me, I used eighth notes so that I could make sure that I was really placing everything. As I got closer to tempo, I found that those eighth notes were still helpful in some areas, especially if I had quick note changes or rhythm changes that had like 30-second notes with 16th note rest, things that are really intricate. But if I had something that was a little bit bigger, like quarter note triplets or half note triplets, well, I might be subdividing eighth note triplets in my head. I would feel the quarter note pulse. So for example, the beginning, I would start by grooving and moving before I even start playing the solo, and then I dig in and I'm actually feeling the quarter note, but you can see I still have a little bit of an eighth note pulse in there. Whereas later on, sometimes especially when I get to some of those more bigger triplet note sections, like on page 2, where I have those half note triplets close to the end, I'm gonna be subdividing triplet in my head, but I'm gonna be feeling the quarter note pulse so that I can feel it a little bit better and keep my timing. Overall, feel and groove are going to be something that are a little bit more personal to each student. So make sure that you're thinking about your groove and how you move with the solo rather than just being really upright and stiff and trying to play this just like a robot. Instead, give it a sense of movement because after all, this is concert music, whereas marching music, we're going to be thinking a little bit more just everything even and perfectly straight. Here, we're going to try to give it a little bit of pulse, a little bit of groove, and that can be really helped by just moving our body, using our knees, and letting ourselves kind of find that groove or that pulse with the music. Hopefully that helped, and best of luck on your audition.